Napa Valley. It is a sleepy getaway for those who love wine and food. It's wine country. It's about an hour and a half north of San Francisco. We just got back from a 2-day trip, and I thought I'd give you guys a little tip and advice for your trip if you're going to Napa Valley. There's over 400 wineries, lots of great Michelin-starred restaurant, great views, but really, it's all about wine. I've never been a huge wine guy, so I can't say Napa is totally for me. But if you love wine or are already in San Francisco, Napa Valley is definitely worth a couple days. That's what we did. We were in San Francisco with a few friends for the weekend and decided to tack on 2 nights into Napa. Rented a car from Avis, downtown San Francisco in Union Square, and scheduled to return it back to Oakland Airport for our flight back to Seattle. So just a few tips on the rental car. Try to avoid getting a rental car in Union Square, and especially from Avis. It's super busy down there. You'll likely have a wait to pick up your car. Avis is tucked away in the basement of the Hilton. It's tough to find. The map shows that it's a couple blocks away, and I think the cars actually are a couple blocks away because it takes forever for them to actually get you your car once you've registered for it. The car that we got was dirty and had less than a half tank of gas in it, so try to avoid Avis if you can. You'll run into a little traffic on the way out of San Francisco, but other than that, the drive is super easy. It's an hour and a half away from San Francisco. If you haven't seen the Golden Gate Bridge, I'd suggest adding 10 to 15 minutes and leaving the city out that direction. The bridges are only tolled coming into the city, so it's a great time to go drive over it if you haven't seen it before, and you don't have to pay the toll. We've already seen the Golden Gate Bridge, so we decided we'll just take the fastest route over the Bay Bridge and get to Napa. So where did we decide to stay? We decided to stay downtown at the Archer Hotel. It's a nice, hip hotel. Be prepared to get gouged for overnight valet parking. We decided we'd park on the street for the second night to save a little bit of money on that front. Hotel rooms, they're small, but they're nice. Lots of natural light, made it a nice place to relax. They've got a great rooftop gym and spa with nice massages, so definitely recommend checking that out. On the roof, they've got like a 6-inch pool. I didn't get it. It's pretty lame. Not sure why they couldn't just put a full pool up there. So we didn't do much swimming, but makes for a nice atmosphere. You'll want to spend some time thinking about where you stay, whether it's going to be downtown or out in the vineyards. We decided on downtown just because we wanted to be walking distance. We wanted to bike around. But it just doesn't give you the same vibes as being out there in the vineyards, so something to think about on that front. Of course, vineyards is what it's all about. There are 400 wineries to choose from when doing wine tasting, and that is the main reason why you're probably in Napa. So first things first, almost all the wineries are open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Remember that, write it down, because when we got into Napa around 4, we thought we'd go do some wine tasting at sunset, and that just wasn't the case. We were pretty disappointed by that. So plan for 10 o'clock to 5 p.m. is when you're going to be doing your wine tasting and doing your day drinking. We decided that we would bike to the wineries, and that's really kind of how we chose which winery to go to. We picked up bikes in downtown Napa at the Expo Market from their self-serve kiosks. They're pretty easy to use. However, we were a little disappointed at the main bike path that's being used in Napa. It's kind of scrunched between train tracks and the highway. We thought it would be a much more gorgeous kind of bike ride, but fun to ride bikes nonetheless, especially to kind of burn off some calories when you're doing some day drinking. The winery we went to was called Trefethen Family Vineyards. It was about a 40-minute bike ride, but still close to town and still close to the bike path. Pretty cool winery. They've been around for over 50 years. They've won the award for best Chardonnay in the world. So definitely like your classic family-owned winery. The setting was nice, but they weren't doing wine tastings outside when we were there on a Monday. So if you want to do that, I'd suggest calling ahead to any of the wineries that you're going to see if they are doing wine tastings outside. and also see if you might need an appointment for wine tastings. Food is great in Napa. Restaurants in town tend to close around 10 o'clock, so plan ahead, but you really probably can't go wrong with the food in Napa. There were a couple places that we ate. We went to Hog Island Oyster Company at the Oxbow Market for a nice oyster snack, grilled cheese sandwich and salads as kind of a snack to begin our trip when we got in. That was very nice. The Model Bakery, also at Oxbow Market, has great breakfast sandwiches, perfect for fueling up before a day of wine tasting and day drinking. Compline was near the Archer Hotel. We actually just kind of walked up upon it and had a really, really nice glass of wine on their outside patio area, so decided to come back for dinner, and the food was just as good as the wine and the setting there. And then, of course, for the last night, we actually made a reservation at Auberge du Soleil. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but really nice, fancy French restaurant up in the hills, great views, Michelin star rated, but very expensive. For us, it was a special occasion. We were celebrating a birthday, so well worth it for the tasty food. And really, that's kind of what Napa's about. It's about splurging. It's about getting fancy. So don't have to go with something as nice, but it's all in the atmosphere up in Napa. That was our trip, a quick 2 days. Enjoyed it. Again, for a tack on to San Francisco, I'd highly recommend it. If you're a real big wine fan or foodie, I'd recommend it as a destination. Otherwise, hey, there's lots of places to catch the sun, eat, and drink, but Napa is a great option. Let us know if you've got any questions, and hope you enjoyed the tips.